Compassion in Buddhist perspective. In Buddhism, compassion is the feeling of understanding and wanting to relieve the suffering of others. Compassion is considered to be one of the important virtues of Buddhism, along with loving kindness. In Buddhism, compassion is defined as follows. Compassion karuṇā is the feeling of sadness when seeing the suffering of others, and the desire to relieve that suffering. Compassion is the feeling of empathy for the suffering of others, and the active desire to alleviate that suffering. In Buddhism, compassion is considered to be an important factor in achieving enlightenment. When compassion arises, the understanding and the desire to relieve the suffering of others, one can ultimately eliminate their own suffering. Compassion can play an important role in making the world a better place. Through compassion, we can empathize with the suffering of others and work to alleviate it. This can contribute to creating a more peaceful and happy society. There are a number of things that we can do to cultivate compassion. Here are a few suggestions. Pay attention to the suffering of others. Empathize with the suffering of others. Take action to alleviate the suffering of others. Paying attention to the suffering of others is the first step in cultivating compassion. Empathizing with the suffering of others is the middle step, and taking action to alleviate the suffering of others is the final step. It can also be helpful to cultivate compassion through meditation or practice. Through meditation or practice, we can gain peace of mind and cultivate the ability to empathize with the suffering of others. Here are some specific ways to cultivate compassion. Become aware of the suffering of others through news, newspapers, etc. Directly help others through volunteering or community service. Read books or articles on the topic of compassion. Meditate or practice to cultivate compassion. Compassion is a potential ability that we all have. If we strive to cultivate compassion, we can live a happier and more peaceful life.